Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are enjoying all the problems that I am uploading. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe and also share among your friends. Today's problem from LeetCode is minimum number of frogs croaking. Given the string croak of frogs, which represents a combination of the string croak from different frogs, that is, multiple frogs can croak at the same time. So multiple croaks are mixed. So return the minimum number of different frogs to finish all the croak in the given string. So the word croak is mixed up. That means so frogs are croaking, so multiple frogs are intermixed. Okay, so a valid croak means a frog is printing 5 letters C-R-O-A-K sequentially. So the croaking essentially starts with the letter C and ends with the letter K. Okay, C-R-O-A-K. It should be sequential. The frogs have to print all 5 letters to finish a croak. So if there are multiple croaks in a given string, right? So a frog has to finish the first croak before it picks up the second croak, like that. So it has to finish the first 5 letters and then it can do the second one. So if the given string is not a combination of the valid croak, return -1. So for example, if if a string has CRO something like that, right? That means that is not a valid croak. Or CROAK and CRO is also there, right? That is also not valid croak. So croak should have all the 5 characters. That's what it said, right? All the 5 letters. Then only it's a valid croak. So let's go ahead and look at the example, right? So croak. So it has 2 croaks. So we need to return the minimum number of frogs that are required to complete this croaking, right? So here from croak, that one frog finished croaking, right? So the same frog can do the croak again, right? So we just need one frog to do this croak, right? Single frog that can croak twice. That's what the explanation is. One frog yelling croak twice, right? So this is not actually interleaved or whatsoever. So it's croak, it's finished, and then it's starting another croak. So that means single frog is enough for this croak, right? So let's go ahead and look at the second one to understand better, right? So here CR, and then another frog started COAK or OAK. So first CR is done by the one frog, and then another frog started here C, and this OAK is going for the second frog croak. Before it's the first frog should say croak, right? Could say croak. The second frog started. So for this string to generate, right, you need at least 2 frogs, right? So that's what the explanation here is, right? So if you look the highlighted, right, CR and OAK, and the second highlighted is CROAK, right? So you need 2 frogs to complete this one. So that's the interleaved string here. So if there is no interleaving, you don't need that many frogs. But if there is interleaving, you need more frogs because the string is not completely done by the single frog. As the problem says, it has to finish all the 5 letters sequentially. Then only it can take up the second one, right? That's the thing. And the third example is croak. So first one is a valid one, croak, right? But the second one is crook. This is not a valid croaking. That's why we give answer as a -1, right? So likewise. So here the example 4 also croak. This is the valid one, but CROA. So even though CROA is sequential, the K is missing here. Still, we will give -1. So basically, you are given with an interleaved string, and try to find what is the minimum number of frogs that are actually croaking, right? So let's go ahead and try to understand the problem a bit more, right? So it should have only these 5 letters, right? C, R, O, A, and K. And what we are doing is we need to count the characters in the string which is the sequence, right? Croak. So how many times this croak has occurred in the given string is the question, right? So that croak should be sequential. So if any of the letter is missing or putting here and there, right, instead of croc, if something is, right, this is not valid, right? So anything not valid. So all these are not valid combinations, even though they are having like single letters C, R, O, A and K, right? But they are not valid crocs. So for all these, right? So you return -1 for return -1, right? So for this also you return -1, right? Basically. So for this, right, what we are saying is, since croc should be a sequential, that means it should start with a C and end with a K, right? Sequential means. So let's try to identify the base conditions, right? So first things, so it should start with a C and end with a K, right, as per the definition of the sequence, otherwise return -1, right? And the string should be of length equal to the multiples of 5, right? Since croc has 5 letters and each frog crocking should be complete, so whatever the string that we are passed with, right, it should be the length equal to the multiples of 5, because C, R, O, A, K, these are 5 letters, right? That's why if any of these conditions are not satisfied, you just return -1. You don't have to do anything to validate whether how many frogs needed, all that kind of stuff. So these are first things, right? So once this passes these through 2 hurdles, right, then it will have to go to the next logic. So what we are going to keep is, we'll have a map to keep track of the occurrence of each character. So how many times C occurred, R occurred, O occurred, A occurred and K occurred, right? So that is one thing. We want to make sure all of them occurred equal number of times, right? Otherwise, obviously there is some croc is not fully available in the string. So that's the reason why, right? And the second thing, we have to see how the croc actually forms, right? So the word actually evolves. So this is a strategy that we are going to use. So first we will have to search for C in a given string, right? And is there a R that we could join with this C, right? So the word will be CR. And CRO, is there a O that we could join with this CR? Is there a that we could join with CRO? Is there a K that we could join with CROAK, right? So the word is evolving in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, right? So 5 steps. So the evolvement is starting from C, CR, CRO, CROA, CROAK, right? So that's the evolvement. So what we are essentially going to do is, we keep track of how many of these words are there in a separate map. So we are keeping a map here to know the occurrences of each character, and another map to know how many of these characters, these strings or words, you can say. Assume C is also a word, CR is a word, CRO is a word, like that. So how many of these words we can form? So that will be another map, okay? So we are going to have a map where at which point or which index that actually it formed, right? So for that, we are keeping a track of list, okay? We are keeping track of all these kind of strings, basically these 4 kind of strings. So for now, let's assume 4 kind of strings. So in the implementation, we are actually keeping track of these 4 kind of strings, not 5th one, okay? Only 4 kind of strings. Once we encounter K, that is already a word formed, we knock that off, okay? Just for that sake. So store a word which are evolving in a list. So store C in a list, CR in a list, CRO in a list, CROA in a list, CROAK in a list, right? So once the full word is formed, you empty that spot so that a new frog could use that space, right? So once the full word is found, empty that slot so that same slot could be reused, basically, right? So next, further going to the logic, right? When you encounter a C, check if you have an empty slot where this C could go. If it is not, you just append to the list. Similarly, R, right? When you see R, you have to check whether a C which is not joined with R is there or not. If it is there, you just take that C and put it to R. If it is not there, for example, right? That means you got a wrong string. That means that croc is not a good one. So what do you see? Otherwise, return -1. That's it. So similarly here for O. So if you see O, right, you need to have a string which you already saw as CR. So you join with this O with CR. That way it will form a CRO. Otherwise, anyway, return -1. So return -1 holds good for all these characters, all these things, right? So return -1. If you don't find, if you have, if you encounter R but you don't find C, if you encounter O, you don't find CR. If you encounter A, you don't find CRO. If you encounter K, you should have a CROA somewhere. Otherwise, you are going to return -1, right? So this, before you see K, there should be already CROA found before that, right? Otherwise, you return -1 because you got a invalid string, right? So we will keep a map. I'm calling this as map 2 to keep track of the indices of the words C, CR, CRO, CROA, right? So that is what is having in second map. So you have two maps, right? Map is occurrence of the characters. Map 2 is occurrence of the indices of these words C, CR, CRO, CROA, right? So that is the concept that we are going to use. Before returning the answer, right, we have to check two things. One is number of occurrences should be same, right? All of them should occur same number of times. That's one. Next, make sure the list length is non-zero. Whatever the list that we are forming here, right, that should be a non-zero list. If it is a zero list, then -1, or if the number of occurrences are not same, again -1, right? So if these two conditions met or satisfied, right, then you are going to return the answer, right? So we'll come back to the time complexity later once we look at the code, right? Let's go ahead and look at the code for this. So as I said, this is a string of croak of frogs, right? Just get the length of it first into n, and first things are like these two. It should be length equal to the multiple of 5, and it should start with a C and end with a K, right? If any of these are not, right, what you are going to do is return -1. That's it. And you have a map to keep track of the characters C, R, O, A and K. Initialize all of them, map values to 0 to start with. And we have a new map here, right? So that new map is C, CR, CRO, CROA, right? So how many of them are really formed, right? How many of them are really formed? How many of the C's are there? How many CRs are there? How many CROAs are there? So what we are keeping track here is the index. We are not keeping track how many numbered as such, but we are keeping track of the index in the list. That list is this list. So this list is a string builder that we are putting. So, and then as we said, once the complete word is formed, it is going to empty that slot, right? So to keep track of the empty slots, we have a hash set, okay? So that's how it is. And now let's go through the string, right? So for I is equal to 0 to n, right? So we go through the string and say count the particular character's count, right? Increment that particular character occurrence, right? That's what is done with the map. That's the first map, right? And if the croak of the frogs, that means if the current character is C, right? If the current character is C, what are we going to do? We're going to create a new string builder, because that is a new frog croaking, right? So that's a new croak. That's why we are starting a new string builder and append that C to the string builder. And if you have a vacated space, right? If you don't have a vacated space, that means vacated.count is equal to 0. In that case, what you are going to do is you are going to add this map to, this is a brand new C, right? You are going to add the list.count. How many are there in the list? We don't know. So just add the list.count and you add the newly formed string builder to the list. Okay. This is if there is no vacated position. But if there is a vacated position, get the first from the vacated and use that vacated position, right? And remove that vacated from the hash set. And this is same anyway, map 2 of C at the index, right? So this is what we are going to do when we encounter a C. So similarly, for ROA, we are going to do similar logic, but not exactly the same. Let's go ahead and look at for at least one of them, right? So for R, so when we encounter R, if the current character is R, right? So we have to check if there is a C somewhere, right? So since we are keeping track of the indices of the C somewhere, right, in the map 2. So in the map 2, do we have any C's left over? That means this will have at least 1. If not, you go return -1. That means you saw R, but there is no corresponding C available. So you return -1. For example, if there is a corresponding C is available, what you are going to do is, you are going to append this R to the existing C, the index that you are getting from map 2, right? And append that to R. So C became now CR. So it should be removed from this map 2 of C, and added to map CR. That's what we are doing here. It is removed from that and add to map CR. That's it. So we do the similar thing for O also. The only difference is, if you see O, right, that means you should have some CR somewhere, right? That's what we are going to check. CR is there. Otherwise, you return -1. So once you encounter CR, right, you are going to add O to this. That is what appending, and then remove it from CR map and add it to the CRO map. Similarly, A, same thing. But for K, it's a little bit different. As we said, when you encounter K, you empty that space, right? But before that, you check whether a CRO is available, right? CROA is available. If not, anyway, you saw K, but CRO is not available. Any of them is missing. This K you could not attach to any CROA, right? So if it is available, get the index and set that index to null. And since you are emptying the index, you add the vacated to index. That's it. So once you vacate this position, because you already completed one full croc, so you vacate that position so that a new croc can come in there, right? That means you are emptying that frog, right? That frog is ready to take up the next croc. That's what you have to understand here. So likewise, this algorithm or this code goes from the first character in the string to the last characters in the string. So this is all happening in the for loop, right? So from here to here. As I said, before returning, right? Before returning, what we are saying is map of C is equal to map of R. That means you are trying to see if all the occurrences are same or not. If they are not same, right, obviously you are going to return -1. If they are not same, you are going to return -1. If they are same, just check if list has anything left over, right? List count is 0 or not. If it is 0, that means you haven't framed anything, right? List count is 0. That means you did not form even a single croc. So whatever the string that is given to you, probably an invalid string. In that case, you return -1. Otherwise, you return the list.count. List.count is the number of frogs that are required for you to complete the crocking of the given string. Hope that problem is clear for you now. So let's go ahead and try to understand the time complexity and space complexity for this algorithm, right? So let's go ahead and look at the time complexity. We are going through the given string, assuming that length of the given string is n, right? So we are going through the string once, right? So I is equal to 0 to n. So since we are going through the string one time, right? So this will be easily attributed to order of length of the string, that will be order of n, since we are calling the length of the string as n, right? So this will be a order of n algorithm. There are some things like adding the elements to the maps and removing the elements from the map, right? So typically the adding elements to the map and removing the elements to the elements from the map are order of one operations. So that's why I am calling this algorithm or this code as order of n time complexity. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the space complexity. So space, so we are using this variable n, this is constant, and we are using this map. This is also a constant because we just have 5 characters and 5 corresponding integers, right? So that will be, this is a character is probably 1 or 2 bytes and integer is about 4 bytes. So 6 bytes plus 2 bytes, that will be like 8 bytes into 5. This is about 40 bytes. Irrespective of the length of this string, this is 40 bytes, right? Okay, so that is also, you can take it as a constant. And here, this one, in this you are keeping track of the 4 different words, right? Map of C, CR, CRO, CROA, right? But these, the left side is a string. Probably you can take maximum we are storing as 4 bytes, right? I mean 4 characters, right? Let's say each character takes 2 bytes. You could say 8 bytes onto the left side, even though it takes 2, 4, 6 and 8, right? So, since worst case is 8, let's take it as 8 for this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 into 4, 32, just in case, okay? But it's far less than, just for the worst case, let's assume 32 onto the left side. And onto the list side, how many of these we are going to form? Since we will be having n by 5 crocs, right? If the list of the, if the string length is n and each croc has length 5, the maximum number of crocs are n by 5, right? So those n by 5 are distributed in these 4, right? In fact, these are only 4 since we are not using CROAK here. So we are only using 4 n by 5, not actually fully n by 5, right? So if it was n by 5, it's each of them are n by 5, n by 5 here, n by 5 here, n by 5, n by 5, right? So 4 n by 5. So totally you are using worst case as n by 5, 4 n by 5, worst case. But in practical, the space complexity is much less than that. So apart from that, what are we using? Yes, we are using a string builder. So this will be another n by 5 list, right? So this will be a n by 5 list, right? Again, and this hash set is also, it will have much less than n by 5. So totally you could say, since we are saying n by 5, n by 5, n by 5 overall, right? So we could say the overall space complexity for this algorithm is also n, right? I'm just taking n as a worst case, right? So how many ever number of the string is there? It is a multiple of n, but it is not exactly n, but since the multiples, the constant multiples will be removed from the big O notation, I'm taking it as order of n. So that is the time complexity and space complexity of this algorithm. If you still have any questions, please post them in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching my video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and also share among your friends. Please don't forget to click the bell icon. If you click the bell icon, you will get notifications for all my future videos. Thanks again. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another problem from LeetCode very soon. Till then, goodbye.